Welcome, Rockstars, to more Crazy Craft. Today's gonna be super exciting because today we're gonna be crafting the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's gonna be super exciting, so let's get into it. Alrighty, Rockstars. So last time we crafted a bunch of superheroes, and we got a brand new armor set, the Royal Guardian set. And in between episodes, as you can probably already see, I've changed the Hall of Achievements. At the end of last episode, we realized how many armor sets we were still missing. An incredible number, actually. You know, with Guardians of the Galaxy, that's what, 5 sets along. We've got Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon, because Mantis wasn't a part of it yet during this time in the mod release. That's at least 5 suits. There's probably 3 or 4 or 5 Spider-Man suits. We have to have Vision, I think we're gonna do today as well, possibly, to add to the Avengers collection, which is where we'll be putting these armor sets as well. So it's a little bit complicated. So to show off what we've got, this is our regular armor plus Orspawn modded armor selection, as well as Project E, because that's where we get a gem armor from. And then these 3 armors here are just, they don't have an exact category. Deadpool, he's not X-Men or Avengers. He's a reverse Flash, he's evil. Then we have Wolverine, he's X-Men. We don't have that category. This is the Batman section. I tried to give each of them a little bit of their own touch for looks, at least. I kept the floor and the ceiling the same. This is the Iron Man section, a lot more steel, iron, technological type of feel. I really like the way this one came out. Now, next we have Avengers and the Justice League set. Now, they have different leaders, so technically Iron Man or Captain America are counted as Avengers leaders, so we've got most of the original crew here. I still need to craft Hawkeye. I've just realized I can't believe I never did that. I thought I had. And we've got open slots for more in here because, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy are their own section, but we could also just put them with Avengers because that's where it technically works out. These are the extra or secondary suits or sidekicks, so the 2 secondary Green Arrow Superman suits and Wally West, Kid Flash, and Speedy. Green Arrow and Flash's sidekicks. And then in general, the main Justice League, sometimes it switches out based off series or whatnot, but these guys are usually in rotation. And then this is actually sort of fake. We've got our portal guns here, but we can walk through it. And I believe back here, I still have Cyborg and the Transformers because I'm not sure what to do with them yet. So I guess we can pick up Cyborg. But yeah, I'm not sure where to put the Transformers right now. I guess Cyborg is technically in there's a few versions with him in the actual straight up Justice League, so we can put him in, and we're not gonna have enough people for the Teen Titans as a separate section alone. The hallway just kept getting too long, and it was way too much work to keep extending it, when just extending little hallways was annoying, but a lot less work in general. So now what we can do is actually start building everywhere we need for Guardians. Now we already have Star-Lord's boots, but what else do we need? We need brown and black iron, brown cloth, black iron blocks. Is there anything special we actually need for him? Gamora, black and green cloth, same thing, but you have purple cloth. We have all the cloth too, so that doesn't matter. I guess we could make Guardians of the Galaxy, Vision, and Hawkeye, right? So we could get a bunch of people done today. Because outside of finishing these suits, that's it. We just have to do that and then take on the bosses. So I'm really trying to get a bunch of these suits done, but doing so many different ones, or too many very different ones, makes it a lot more complicated. Like, a bunch of these are very similar, just really simple crafting recipes with cloth and black iron and titanium, so I can fill my inventory up with absolutely everything, allowing me to craft multiple suits at one time. Alright, we should have everything to craft most of everyone except for Vision and Groot. I do believe that we wanted to craft, because Groot we need to trade with Stan Lee, and Vision I haven't checked out. Let's start with Hawkeye, because he's actually going to be one of the very simple ones. He's just a lot of purple cloth and black iron for the most part. There we go. Let's grab this bad boy. And then we actually need these purple crystal blocks. Let's grab 14 of them, because I think we need them for Gamora as well, if I remember correctly. And we can just toss every suit that we make in here for now until we finish crafting everyone. No need to move them all downstairs. That would take extra time to do it one by one. So Star-Lord himself should be pretty easy. We need everything except for his boots. We already have those, so there we go. Some titanium for his chest plate. His pants are just some cloth and black iron. And then to make his boots, I believe, even though we don't need to, it's, yeah, 2 rockets and 2 black iron blocks. But I believe we put his boots right here. So there we go. We can toss Star-Lord in here. Gamora's up next. These are going to be really easy. I'm just so happy that the automatic crafting system works when it's apparently not Iron Man. I don't know what makes Iron Man not work. I'm going to guess sub-crafting recipes or the fact that they need suits inside of them. I'm not really sure. And there's Gamora's boots. And I was right. We needed 2 2 crystal blocks. So that finishes up her. We've already got almost half of the Guardians of the Galaxy done. This is why we're doing them all at once, because these are actually quite easy to make once we have the materials. If we didn't have all the EMC and all the blocks and just certain amounts of like vibranium saved up, we would be screwed. And there's a ton of blocks we got just from breaking lucky blocks, which gave us like soul sand, gave us all the clay, the wool. Otherwise, this would be harder if we hadn't done all that stuff in the past. So this is actually really nice to see that apparently even my stupid off episodes come to fruition and be useful in later on. All right, so what's next? Raccoon, because we cannot make good old Groot yet. He's gonna have to wait. There is, what is wrong here? Oh, we do not need the leather for the chest plate. Sometimes it doesn't remove all the previous items. Like, it didn't remove the chest plate's orange cloth here, so we've got to remove that. It's really weird. And Mr. Raccoon's Bootalones. Nice. Okay, so we can toss Mr. Rocket Raccoon in here. So is there anybody else? I feel like there's someone we're forgetting. Obviously, we have Groot. We wanted to do Vision, but we haven't checked him out yet. No, I think we're good to go ahead and make Groot. So let's just grab some vibranium and Mr. Stanley here, because that's who we need to trade with. That's where we get the Flora Colossus from. So we can actually craft Groot. And that only gave me 7. Great. So we've got to call him back in. Yeah, he only seems to ever trade anything at 7 items at a time, which is kind of annoying. It looks like he trades more, but then it disappears. Alright, and now this is literally just crafting it like a regular set of armor. There's nothing special else about it. So there we go. That should be, it won't give me the, okay, so let's go ahead and make the boots then. Why wouldn't it give me the helmet? Does it have to be on the top part? Am I missing something? Alright, let's make the leggings then. The helmet, oh, I guess that makes sense. It's an extra piece up top. There we go, and about 1 extra piece. So there we go. So now we have every single Guardians of the Galaxy set, which is pretty cool, plus Hawkeye. Now, these guys are being added to the Avengers section, so I feel like it's okay if we make Vision. Ooh, he's gonna be a bit more complicated. We need a solar jewel, 2 blocks of emerald, 2 high-tech electronics, 3 red diamonds. Solar jewel is lightning stone and a daylight sensor. Then we need emerald, yellow cloth, more high-tech electronics, limonite, emerald, and cloth. So it's not that bad, but it's definitely a bit more than everyone else usually is. All right, I think I have everything we need. We might not have enough red diamonds to make Vision, but this is going to be easy, I think. Let's go ahead and make the solar jewel. So first off, we actually need to make the daylight sensor. We'll make a couple of those. So now we take that plus limonite, right? It said limonite. I'm pretty sure it's lightning stone. Ooh, that's interesting. I have 29 lightning stone left, so that's not really a big deal for me. So boom, throw that in there with the daylight sensor, and there's our solar jewel. So now with the solar jewel, red diamonds, in our electronics, we can make Vision's head, and everything else is just a couple electronics plus emeralds and cloth, which is pretty simple for the most part. Here or there, we get some lightning stone, actually limonite here. Wow, so it uses both lightning stone and limonite, which is really interesting. I've usually seen lightning stone for the speedsters for DC, which is very interesting. And there we go, we have Vision as well. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new heroes, or brand new armor sets, however you want to classify it. So I'm gonna think we're going to ignore Hawkeye's abilities. I'm going to go over the descriptions of everyone else on the Wikipedia and see which one of these are actually going to be cool to test out, because I think most of them are just going to give us basic strength and speed buffs and might have an okay weapon that does absolutely nothing. Alright, well, Hawkeye we knew wasn't worth it. Gamora and I think Drax didn't seem worth it, but I think we're going to test almost everyone else out, starting with Star-Lord here. So he gives us space and underwater breathing abilities. Oh, he's got a HUD like similar to Iron Man's, but not the same, and the color red is similar to his ultimate stealth suit. So I believe if we pull out X, we can get his elemental gun, which fires different blasts. It's different, so you have to hold right click and spam right ability 2. Apparently, is it 3? It shoots fire now instead of water, which is really interesting. It's really interesting, but we can change that again, and now it shoots water, which is really strange. And I mean, that's kind of it for Star-Lord. I mean, he is just he's not just a regular human. He was part god because of his father, but then the father died. But that's MCU lore only, because I don't know the comic. But I mean, hey, we can breathe in the water, which is super nice. So yeah, I mean, yeah, most of these guys aren't gonna have any super cool abilities. I mean, it's still really neat to have the entire trio, or not trio, the entire squad. That would would be a better term. Okay, so Groot is pretty basic, and he actually has, I think, only one ability outside of Super Regen, and is as, oh my god, that literally plants trees. I didn't know it was gonna do that. So we can fire seeds at enemies with ability 1. Apparently that also plants trees, which I was not expecting. Yeah, that is insane. So he can plant trees, fire these at enemies, and we have insane regeneration. We have a weakness if we're near fire or lava. So I wanna, and do we, I'm assuming we don't have to actually, oh, do we actually have to test it? It's not affecting us. What? That's what we're in, what? Okay, we're supposed to have a weakness to it, but okay. And that's it for Groot. Yeah, he does, I don't think he has, I don't see any other abilities. Oh yeah, we can literally say I am Groot with ability 7. That's our only other ability, is we can say his iconic line, I am Groot. Okay, Rocket, so we do get the Rocket Raccoon Blaster, which is not exactly surprising. I mean, but I think that's all he's got. Yeah, and I can't seem to make it fire. I'm testing all the different ways I know how to fire a weapon in this mod, which are quite a lot, actually. And none of them seem to be working. I mean, he's got Acrobatics 3, but so does Batman, for God's sakes. Batman has Acrobatics 4, probably, I think. I honestly don't remember. So, yeah, not the greatest suit in the world, Mr. Raccoon is. Yeah, I was kind of worried about this with these suits. The concept of them is great, but the overall abilities they have isn't extraordinary in any way. So let's ultimately test out the real superhero that we have with us, which is Vision, the only one with true supernatural abilities, I think, in this group. And he's technically not even a part of their group. Okay, so obviously we're gonna have Vision's flight. I'm assuming, yep, we've got heat vision. 2, I'm not seeing anything with 2. It doesn't make us float. It's not making us intangible. All right, so suitability 4 should be intangibility, which seems to be, it's always kind of glitchy in this old Minecraft version. Yeah, I have it glitchy with the other superheroes that also have intangibility. It just seems worse with Vision, because usually at least I teleport around somewhere, and after I go through what I'm trying to go through, this I just can't go through whatever I'm trying to go through. So that sucks. And then we have anti-cloaking, which Iron Man also has, and we can't really perform on our own. So yeah, that's kind of it. Outside, he's got a massive strength boost, massive speed boost, and the channel to fly. We've got fire resistance, I guess, which I wasn't expecting. Chandlered solar beam. Yeah, that's just our suitability 1 ability. Overall, like I thought, not extraordinary super abilities like some of the other ones we've had, but overall still pretty cool to get the collection, and I'm happy to continue growing our armor selection. So I guess let's just toss these bad boys in right here. So there we go. We have the entire Guardians of the Galaxy set. They actually look really good on the armor stands themselves. I'll give them that. It's hard to tell how good the costumes or armor sets look compared to the actual look of the heroes themselves when you wear them, because sometimes, like, my face or my skin sticks through every single suit. But there we go. That is the massive expansion to the Avengers Hall armor collection. That is so cool. I like the new upgrade to Hall of Achievements. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I think it's a lot more efficient this way. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below if you did enjoy, and I'll see y'all next time, Rockstars. Peace, peace.